I said, oh my God, no, please no. When you see these people that are terrible, you can't even call them animals because an animal wouldn't do what they did.
You're born in 1921?
April 8th.
I'm born April 19th.
Oh, same month.
1999. You were married?
Yes, I was married. We were one person. I love my wife. She went out to get me some kind of medicine and
In this video, I'll be interviewing a 104-year-old World War II veteran. Mr. Dominick fought alongside Americans in World War II and was there on the Battle of the Bulge, right at D-Day. He is a true hero, but beyond his war experience, Mr. Gritelli still lives on at 104 years old, still plays the saxophone. He's one of the most amazing people I've ever met, and the life advice that he shares today will completely shift the way that you see the world.
I think the greatest life you can have is...
How old are you?
Well, I'm 103, and in about 1 month I'll be 104.
Wow. What does it feel like to be almost 104?
Well, it doesn't feel anything. That's the whole thing. You don't feel anything. Of course, the body is slower. The body, you talk slower. You know.
Mentally, how old would you say you feel?
Well, I don't know. I taught for 21 years, and I think I can handle a class at this point.
You think you can?
Absolutely.
Really?
I could handle a class.
You're born in 1921?
1921, April 8th.
I'm born April 19th.
Oh, same month.
1999.
Oh, there's a big difference.
Just a bit.
How old are you now?
25.
25. That's your beginning of life, really. It's the beginning of life. Beautiful. 25.
You know what's crazy is a lot of people who are 25 feel like they're old or too old to do things.
Well, when you're 25, you feel that. But when you get my age, you say, oh my God, it's like finding pearls.
Yeah. You're 104 almost.
Yeah.
And the average life expectancy, I think, is the high 70s, low 80s.
Ooh, don't say that.
That's good, though. You can brag. You're way beyond. I mean, you're way beyond. Do you think there are secrets? Do you think there is a secret?
Nah, there's no secret to that. Either you do it by accident or you do it by, getting to know different things and acting different, that's all. Look, you're born one way and you're going to die one way. God is the only one that can help.
What was your childhood like? In order to understand you today and who you are, what was your childhood like?
Well, I had a small childhood in Italy. And I came here when I was 8 years old.
How did you get to the U.S.? Was it a boat?
With a boat.
How long did that take?
About 8 days.
8 days. Is it remarkable that you can fly there in 7 hours now?
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. And you know something? They had too many people and they couldn't, the ship couldn't hold that many. So some of us had to sleep on the deck. But they got us here and they were very nice. When I was about 10 or 12 years old, I tried as much as I could to help my mother. We didn't have even money to buy ice. We had an ice box. There was a milk company nearby, and in between where they were loading up, they got chunks of ice, and they used to break it, and then break off small pieces, and they throw them off the platform. So I would fill up that platform, and I'd bring it home. Sometimes I would make 2 trips, and I gave it to the neighbors.
What was one of the best pieces of advice, if you're thinking back to what your parents would tell you when you were growing up? What is one thing that stuck with you, that you've always kept with you?
Well, my mother told me, never lie. She says, always tell the truth. And I've told the truth all my life, believe me. I've told the truth, and I wouldn't lie. Because she says, when you lie, you have to give another lie on top of that to cover that. And then another one. And no, you shouldn't lie. And I never lied.
I believe that to live a fulfilling life, you need to focus on improving these pillars: your career, health, relationships, travel, and self-discovery. Now, this video is sponsored by Babbel, one of the top language learning apps in the world, and using it can help you improve all of these pillars. I personally, as you know, love filming around the world and connecting with others in different languages. And I've been using Babbel to learn Spanish. Y ha sido genial. Babbel's lessons are created by over 650 real language experts, so everything feels personal, practical, and real. In my opinion, the best way to learn a language is to have conversations with real people and use real spoken words. And I find that Babbel has been excellent at helping me pick that up and get better at it. So if you've been meaning to pick up a new language, maybe for travel, for work, or just as a fun challenge, esta es la forma más fácil de empezar. So click the link in la descripción or scan the QR code on the screen and get up to 60% off your Babbel subscription. Okay, back to the video. You were fighting in the World War.
Yes.
What year did you enter?
1941.
What was it like to go there? You knew that you were going to enter into the war and you had to say bye to your parents, your siblings, knowing you might never see them again. What was that day like?
Well, I didn't think I'll never see him again, you know. I didn't have that feeling. I said, oh, pretty soon the war will be over and they'll send me home and I'll be with my parents and my brothers and sisters, you know. I never thought that I'll go home and I'll find them dead. No, I had a little more optimistic. I was optimistic. I was in the army, but I had to do what they told me. I couldn't say I wanted to go home, you know.
Sure.
But by the same token, I knew that by going there, I would help in some way. And that's what I'm doing today, helping the veterans.
When did it become real to you?
Oh, I guess second day. Second day I was in camp. I didn't mind that, except that, you know, being away from home after a while, you know, you start to think, oh, I wish I was home. But I realized after a while that me being there was necessary to the country. That it was something that the country needed. Not only me, but, you know, the rest of the people they called. And it was a very necessary thing. So, you know, I took it for granted. Look, we'd get out and we go home. But we didn't all come home.
Yeah.
And this is what bothered me so much. That's the only thing really that bothered me. Because now they say, oh, you're a hero. And I am not a hero. It's the people that are still there, you know, in the cemeteries. They're the people, the real heroes. I just did what they told me, and that was it. And I was lucky. But I really felt bad about the people that I left behind. And that's something that, you know, you don't feel until it's done. You know, the guy, we had a man that used to play accordion. His name was Pepe. You know, he brought it in the army, and he used to play for us, and we enjoyed him so much. After a while, I didn't see him no more, you know?
Yeah.
And that hurt. That hurts.
How did you interpret life in those moments?
Well, I interpreted that I wanted to do my job and get out. Yeah. So we have something nice again, you know, that we could do something for our country. Yeah. And when they were gone, then we would be much happier. When you see these people, they were terrible. The Nazis were terrible, terrible people. You can't even call them animals, because an animal wouldn't do what they did. I used to think to myself, these are people like they are. I mean, why are they doing this? You could never get that answer from them anyway, because they were miserable people. But we cleaned them up. Yeah?
Was there a time in any point when you're in the war where you genuinely thought you were going to die?
Oh yeah, many times. Yeah, many times. They kept bombing us, you know, all the time. But when we were traveling, they had a gun. It was called the 88, like a cannon, and it would shoot this high, and then when they get to the place where they wanted it, it burst. Anything walking there, anything around is dead. And it used to kill a lot of people. Then, of course, you know, when we landed in D-Day there, it was a terrible place, terrible place. It was black. People on the water with their face down, with their hands on the rifle. Didn't fire one shot. Some of the young kids. It was terrible. I'll show you, the book is over here. Nan? Yeah? You got the big book, heavy book? Yeah. All right, can I see it?
Well, that is a big book.
This is the Battle of the Bulge. One guy made a sketch of it. I was in the seat, the second seat behind him, right here, right? And I made 14 trips with the equipment and food and, all kinds of bullets, all kinds of things they needed for 124 trips. There were 8 of these airplanes.
Wow. I see your wing here is chipped. Is
Yeah,
that correct?
right here, yeah.
So you're getting shot at and...
Oh, yeah. You see planes all the time, bombing all the time. You'll see a hole here, a hole there, a hole there, hole there, all over.
Yeah.
All over.
Thank you for showing that. When you knew that you, on D-Day, and when the surrender comes and you know that the war is, in your regard at least, over, what was that day like?
The first day that they told us that we were going home, that the war was over, we came down to Germany and we were going to be released. So my battalion, the first sergeant called them all. He said that the war was over and we're going home. Oh, we were all happy. Yeah, good. A little later, they come out with these khaki uniforms. And I said, why do we need a khaki uniform? We're going home. Oh, no. He said, you're going to Japan. Oh, I'm trying, my face dropped. I said, oh, my God, no, please, no. Later on, the war got over, and everybody threw up their hats and everything. We were all happy. Yeah.
How did you guys celebrate?
Oh, well, the guys were drinking a 3.2 beer, that little bottles of beer, but they didn't have too much alcohol. They didn't allow that.
So you had a lot.
Oh, so we had a good time, yeah.
What do you think has been one of the best changes you've seen over the course of your life? I mean, you've been around for
The
so
best
many.
choice?
Change. One of the best changes that the world has seen
Well,
in your lifetime.
I've seen the bad changes. Well, getting out of wars, not dealing with wars. We shouldn't have all these wars over nothing, really, sometimes, because he wants more money than the other guy. I mean, why can't he live the same way until they both have money? It's not that way. People want to do things better than you all the time. I don't understand this. If you can't do better than the other guy, you say, oh, well, there's something missing in me. But it's not true, because he had something that was good, and you should keep on doing the things that are good. I mean, there shouldn't be any changes, but there is, all the time. Life changes every day, every hour. Yeah.
And you were married?
Yes, I was married.
How
But
long
I
were you
married late. What was it, hon?
When you married Mom?
Yeah,
1972.
72. She was later age.
You were
for-
51, I guess.
Yeah.
How long were you guys married for?
How long, hon? She
49
knows.
years. 49.
49 years.
Yeah, she's dead now. Yeah.
How did you meet?
Well, I met through my friend. He gave me a double date.
What was it like? I mean, you got married at 50. I think at that time that's very...
No, I was married to a young girl when I was younger, but then I got a divorce. I didn't count that at all because it was short. It was very, very short.
I'd say a lot of relationships and marriages don't work out.
A lot of them are. It's more than before.
One thing I've heard is that maybe people jump into them too young. Maybe they don't know themselves or know what they want.
Nah, I don't believe that.
Why do you think they don't work out in that case?
Well, they don't work out because they want things one way and the other one wants things the other way, and they don't get together. That's all. That's all that matters. I mean, look, when you marry a person, you have to be one person again. One person. You can't just say, I'm going to do this and you do something else. I mean, I hope these young people understand that because it's something that's very important.
What was the key if you think of 49 years of marriage together? That's longer than just about most relationships. What was the key to a long and I'm assuming happy
It was a very happy right to the end when she killed herself in an automobile accident.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry.
Recently, too.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. She went out to get me some kind of medicine, because I just come out of the hospital. And she got into an accident, and that was it.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's all right.
What did you love about her? What were those qualities that made this 49 years so amazing?
Well, first of all, she was a very, lovable person. She would do anything that I asked her. And I didn't ask her anything bad. You know, I mean, little things. She would say, you need this, you need a pillow, you need this. And that. What, you want to go here and I don't want to go there? Oh, look, let's split it. This time we'll go wherever you want, and next time we'll go wherever I want. Yeah. And you got to act as one person again. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to go back to yourself again, one person. If you don't do that, you think of yourself all the time, no, it's not going to work.
Mm. Can you define the word love for me?
Yes. Well, love in a person, this is something that it's got to come within you. You know, it just doesn't come from looks or from what that person does or whatever he says or whatever he thinks, but whatever you and she get together and do it as one person. When you're going out with a person, if this woman or whoever you're dealing with is honest like you, mostly more of your character. And then you make it like as if you're both the one person because she would be doing the same thing to you. And you match so great. And if that match is great, you never let it go. You don't care for anybody else. If you're not one person, it doesn't work good.
What is a big mistake that you've made in your life or a big regret that you have that taught you a valuable lesson?
You know, I'm pretty well satisfied with most of my life. I am. And I don't think I've made big mistakes. I mean, I was always able to earn a living. I mean, I treated everybody in the manner in which they would like to be treated all the time. I hate to think that I would have something. I think I've had a good life. Yeah. A very good life.
What do you say to those who dwell on mistakes? I know there's a lot of people that have regrets and mistakes.
Well,
that they
because
dwell
they
on.
keep making the same mistake. They keep making the same mistake and they don't know it. When you're doing something different, you got to keep to it, but they don't.
100 and almost 4 years of age. I'm curious, what is the truth that you have learned about life that you wish more people understood?
Well, I didn't realize that there was so much to life. And it's just not being born and doing what everybody else does. I wouldn't look to other people for anything. I would look to myself first, what I'm doing right and what I'm doing wrong. And you got to rely on some people. Yeah. But what you do and what you don't do, I mean, you have to do it. You can't expect people to do it for you. They'll act towards you, but they're not going to say, look, you got to do this and you got to do that. You did this wrong. You did. No, they can't do that because they don't know you. Look, no matter how old you are, you're still going to learn. Yeah. I tell people that. You can be 104 and you can be 24, but you're still learning. Yeah. You're still learning. I'm still learning about people. People that I thought would be one way are a different way. You know, or people that are a different way are like me or do the same things. I mean, these things are so, changeable all the time. Life is changeable. And how you think, how you would like to think, and the way you do think, and if you can do it better. Yeah. That's the way I feel.
We've spoken to over 1,200 people about these kinds of questions, but the main premise is what makes a great life. And I know that's quite a loaded question to ask, but in the simplest form, what would you say makes a great life?
I think the greatest life you can have and you'd want to have is not always think about yourself. You should think about other people. Doing the things that you do right, do them often, means something. You're doing the same thing. You're enjoying life. I would think that way. I mean, I enjoyed life. I did. Why I play the saxophone.
I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Do you want to play something?
Yes, I like to play something.
Okay.
Hon, can I have the sheet? Okay?
All right, then almost 104 years old. That was amazing.